No sound effects today, just let's get started. So, Laurel, first of all, what is Canva and why should the wonderful viewers be considering using it in their business?
Well, I would say they shouldn't even just be considering it. They should get on right now and start using it, and then you'll never look back, basically. So in the olden days, okay, not really the olden days, up until right now, a lot of business owners have to familiarize themselves with Adobe Photoshop, Adobe Illustrator, InDesign, if you want to get any really professionally designed collateral for your business, whether it's for print or for the web. And this software can be really expensive. We know that Adobe has now monetized the business by having a monthly subscription, which certainly makes it more affordable for business owners to have the software. But it's still, you're looking at $70, $80 a month to produce really good digital material for your business.
And then, of course, you have to learn those programs. Now, I actually, I know how to use Photoshop. I probably use Photoshop to about 5% of its potential, which is actually quite good for most Photoshop users. So don't get me wrong, when you're looking at alternatives, I love Photoshop, but man, it's taken me years to kind of figure that out. So something like Canva comes onto the market, and it's actually a web application where you can design professional looking images for all sorts of collateral for your business without having to learn things like Photoshop. And somehow, in a 45-minute episode, we're going to teach people how to do that in their business?
Yeah, I think we can squeeze it in. And the best part is that it's so super simple to use. Like, I remember first learning how to use Photoshop. I would have been probably 15 and trying to figure out all of the different elements. Look, this is going to be really easy. You can get started now and you can be downloading and uploading all of your elements by the end of this episode.
And let's be honest, when people see collateral for your business, whether that is flyers or whether that is, a Facebook banner or a YouTube banner or images that you're using on social media, people are going to judge your business based on how professional they look. And a lot of people actually have some fairly successful businesses. They're making quite a bit of money. They're a very professional outfit, but yet the brochures that they're putting out or the images they're putting on social media are absolute rubbish. Now, another alternative, you can learn how to use Photoshop, which is great. And if you can do that, obviously there's a lot of things that it does that Canva can't do, let's be honest. Or you can go out and you can hire a designer to do this sort of thing. But often that's a fairly expensive task in itself, whereas something like Canva, we never advocate taking on another task for yourself, but there's a lot of people that you'd work with, even if it's a virtual staff member, that should be able to use something like Canva to create some of this very cool collateral.
Yeah, definitely. And the ultimate thing with Canva is that you're going to end up with consistency. So regardless of whether or not you're working alone and you're creating all of your social media posts for the month and getting it all looking really consistent and aligned, or whether you're working with a virtual team to get some brochures done or some additional social media created, it's all going to look the same. Your logo can be in the same place. The brand colors can be consistent, your fonts, everything.
Do you know what irritated me about Canva the first time I used it?
What's that?
Okay, you ready for this? So I'd spent all this time on Photoshop learning how to create some pretty cool graphics. And I thought I was doing pretty well. And then other business owners that I knew were spending literally 1/10 of the time and creating these professional looking images using Canva, the free version. And it really peed me off because I'd spent so much time learning how to use Photoshop and I still sucked at Photoshop. And they were able to create some cool things on Canva. So that was the one thing that I really didn't like about it, but it's, I guess, the positive for everyone out watching.
Absolutely. And what I love is that you can create such cool, professionally designed stuff with having no experience at all by adding in really cool illustrations and other design elements that you wouldn't be able to do on your own.
And are we going to look at all that today?
We are. I'm so excited.
Excelente. So let's take a look now, the different ways you can use Canva to look more professional. And we've already touched on some of these, certainly with regards to social media. So if you're on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, even Google+, if you're putting images associated with things that you put online, you want those images to look more professional. And it doesn't take much to get a professional look using something like Canva. Maybe you're creating web graphics. So if you've got control of your website and you can easily add things, maybe you've got a WordPress website and you think, oh, gee, it would be nice if I'm selling, say, that new book or that new course to add a little graphic, a click now graphic in the corner. This is a great opportunity to use something like that. What else have we got that we can use Canva for?
A great example is I recently have done a print brochure and actually did the whole thing. I think it wound up being 24 pages, all done completely in Canva. And it was so easy to actually just download it straight from Canva as a print-ready PDF, send it off to the printer. They got it ready and printed, and the whole thing took less than 24 hours.
Great. And also, there's we can mock up book covers. We can, mock up any sorts of designs that people want to use within your business. And then if you need to, you can pass that on to a professional designer if you want to take it to that next step. But at least you can put something in place and say, hey, this is what we're thinking with regards to our designs. And it's actually a lot easier to use than I think a lot of people out there are going to give it credit for, which is cool. Okay.
Yeah, you touched on a great point, which is you can always get started in Canva, get all your content in there, get it sort of laid out how you want it to look, and then pass it on to a designer to then do those final tweaks and make it look ultra professional. And that's going to save you not only time, but also tons of money from investing in that whole design process with a professional designer.
And I think the slide says it all with regards to the different ways you can use Canva to look more professional. I think it's just basically use Canva, look more professional. Because, if in your business you're already spending money, you have a graphic designer in-house and you're already happy with your designs, then this isn't for you, right? This is the wrong episode to watch. I'm probably sure there's something else on TV. Go and watch The Bachelor or The Bachelorette, or you can just kind of hang out with us for a little while. But the fact is, this is great for businesses where you realize that your graphics aren't currently up to scratch. They're not a great representation of your brand. Any look that is more professional is going to be a better representation of your brand, and that's what we're talking about today.
Yep.
Okay.